Hi everyone. Today I want to speak about the love bombing phase in a narcissist relationship. Okay, so during the love bombing phase, they want to learn a lot about you. One of the main reasons is so that they can mimic you. What do I mean? They learn your mannerisms, they learn how you would respond to certain things, certain phrases that you use, basically so that they can say them back to you, so that you can be like, oh wow, we have so much in common. But actually, they're just learning you to mimic you, to impress you. And all that is part of the trap to secure your love, to secure your commitment in the relationship. The love bombing phase, it's such an important part to the narcissist. They put a lot of effort, a lot of investment. Nothing is too much. They will wine and dine you. They will send you flowers. They're overly romantic. They'll sweep you off your feet, literally. They are pros when it comes to the love bombing phase and securing a potential partner's love. So, what I'll be looking at are things that you can look out for in this time. It's difficult because you'll be so in love, so charmed by their personality, by their actions. You'll be thinking, wow, I found my soulmate. They are that convincing and they can really draw you in. But there are a few things. If you remain vigilant, if you remain open-minded, you will spot these things to know whether you're dealing with a narcissist, because the things that you go through are comparative, I think, to any new relationship. It can simply be that someone is lovesick or new love, because a lot of the things are similar. When you found new love, you're young, especially, you are expected to put your best foot forward. You are expected to try and impress the other person. You are expected to be romantic, to take them out for dinner, to send them flowers. All that is a part of that courting phase, that initial phase. So that's why when you're dealing with a narcissist, if you do not understand how they work or how they can be, you can miss some very crucial points to alert you as to who you're dealing with. So to know if you're dealing with a narcissist and you're in the love bombing phase or the start of a new relationship that just seems to be going so well, because at this point you're put on a pedestal. Your flaws are nothing. He still thinks you're perfect, that you're the one for him or her. So the first thing is that they can be overly possessive of you. They will do it in a manipulating way, they will do it in a manipulating way. It will be as if it's coming from a place of love, a place of concern, probably with regards to you going out with friends, or basically when you're doing things without them. In the love bombing phase of the relationship, they do not like that. They want to do as much as possible with you as they can. And they are naturally controlling individuals. So if you're trying to continue have a social life without them, they're not going to be too happy about that. So they will try to convince you probably not to go to an event, especially where they're not invited, or if they can't make it. So that is something to look out for. The fact that they are possessive and they will try to control even at the early stage of the relationship, but they will do it as if it's coming from a place of concern, a place of love, a place of just want to be with you every second. The other thing is exaggerations. Narcissists love to exaggerate. And exaggeration is lying. It's just a nice word for lying. But if they're ever relaying a story to friends, especially a story that you were a witness to, so the details of that story, listen carefully. they will exaggerate for emphasis, for impact. Because remember, when they're telling a story, they are the center of attention. So they want to make sure that it's delivered to the best of their ability, whether it's true or not. So look out for them changing up bits of the story or making things seem grander than they really were, because it's all for entertainment, it's all for emphasis. So do not condone it. It is a red flag if they exaggerate in relaying back an event. The second thing is extremism. Narcissists tend to be extreme. For them, the world is black and white. So in the love bombing phase, use the opportunity to talk about things like finances, children, whether he'll be okay with you going to work, or if he's the type of person who wants you to stay home with the children. Because narcissists love control. As I said, everything is black and white to them. So if you realize that the responses that they give to these questions, you will be able to tell whether they are being extreme or not. So keep that in mind, the extremism. Also, which goes with the exaggeration bit, is that they have a flawed perception of reality. If something happens, they seem incapable of telling it back exactly as it happened. Especially if you're having a disagreement or you're going over something that they did wrong, you'd realize that the details change a bit. So you need to be watchful, mindful of it. So they will struggle to relate back. When they're speaking, it's just going to flow, and you won't believe. You'll be like, hey, but I was there. That's not what happened. But they'll just tell it like it is. Their lies become facts in their head. And it'll be difficult for you to convince them that it was not so, unless you have video evidence or recorded evidence. It's going to be nearly impossible for you to convince them that it wasn't so. So those are the red flags that I think you should look out for. If you're in a relationship and you're wondering, is this person a narcissist? Remember, they will be possessive, they will exaggerate, they tend to be extremist, and just their general perception of reality is flawed. It's flawed because they have ideals in their mind as to how things should be. So even if something happens the way they don't like it, it all gets reshuffled in their mind. It's just amazing how it works. But these are some red flags that you can look out for. At the time when I got into my narcissistic relationship, I knew nothing about narcissism. I did not know that this existed. I remember telling him, your perception is flawed. That's not what happened. I remember going through that, but I didn't know what I was dealing with. So if I could help someone to recognize that they're in a relationship with a narcissist before they invest too much, that is my aim, that is my goal. So if anyone have any questions or comments, please post them below and I will respond as soon as I can. Thank you for listening.